I don't even know how to start the video. I was happy at first when I got this. And now the more I use it, the less I use it actually. I'm going back to this one. I'm going back to the Mark 1. It's much more reliable, and I just don't have the choice actually, because my songs that are in there, I need to play them for shows. I need to give concerts, play my songs, and I cannot play them on this one. Not because I can't, but because the machine cannot. So I don't know how this video is gonna turn out, but let me just give you my first impression on using the Mark II for a few days.
Now, I don't even know where to start, but there are a lot of positive things to say about this machine, right? I'm not going to talk about the hardware, but you know, there's a lot of new cool features, inputs, outputs. You can put 2 mics in. Let's talk about the user interface, right? There's much more things going on here on the screen. The actual menu, you have much more options. You can, you know, just the mixer options, the EQ options, everything is just totally different, and you have much more possibilities to set up your machine as you wish. You have these assign buttons that are great, and this is how I set up mine for the moment. And I'll tell you why for this one in a second. This is the most important one, and I'll tell you why. But yeah, this I really like, the menu, the options, everything that you can do with your tracks. The effects button, I love it. I love those banks of effect. They really are a game changer. 4 effects at one time, boom, you move on to 4 different effects. This is perfect. Now, talking about the effects, there are new effects, really cool ones that I really like. You don't have filter anymore. Well, you do, but you have the 3 different types of filters directly. You have all the same old effects, you know, phaser, flanger, synth, guitar to bass, delay, chorus. All the old effects of the MK1 are still here. But in addition, you have new effects like, you know, the radio effect, which I did not use yet. The auto riff, which I did not use yet either. Don't know how I'm gonna use that. The slow gear, which is still here and that nobody will ever use, ever. The robot has changed a little bit. As you can see, it's still the same robot effect, but the format allows to go much lower or much higher. But then it's the quality of the effect is not as good as if you leave it on 0. This is the new auto-tune effect. I'm not gonna go through all the effects, but this one is it doesn't work very well. I mean, it works as an auto-tune, but the sound is pretty bad. Same with the harmony. It's okay, but it doesn't work with each note, and it doesn't work well all the time. So yeah, haven't used it too much. So of course, this is the effect that everybody's going to overuse, the oscillator. But if you have it all the way to 100. It's just automatic notes and on a very, very large scale. So yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through all the effects, but there are a lot of new ones, a lot of cool ones, a lot of effects that may need some improvements, some updates. We'll talk about it. But yeah, there are a lot of new possibilities on this MK2. Here we are on the Mark 1 loop station. And the first thing we are going to talk about is the input knob. Why on earth did they take away this very important knob on the loop station? I don't understand. This button right here is crucial. When I make a beat, I have it at this level. When I speak or rap or sing, I have it on this level. When I do a bass using an effect, I have it at this level. So let me show you how important this button is just with 3 sounds. 1, the beat. Then the bass. And then, obviously, to rap on top of it, the vocals, right? Check it, nah, this is how I play. Making my beats every single day. Using my loop is the ultimate way. Ain't got no other issue out there to make my play. Okay, if I had it down here, my vocals would be way too soft compared to the beat. And for the bass, if I had it on the same level, it would just be too loud. So my vocals have to be here so that I don't have to scream or shout in the microphone. And when I'm making a bass, it has to be lower. That's just how you are supposed to input sounds. Different sounds come at different levels. Let me just do another example for you guys. Let me just do Face It and just watch what I'm going to do with this button. So you see what I did here? Each time I was inputting a roll, I was turning down the input knob. And I have to do this because if I'm using the roll on, let's say, a big stage where the sound can come back in the microphone, if I leave it on, well, the sound just keeps on getting louder and louder until there's a huge feedback in the microphone. So you see, it just keeps on going. And it works this way with a lot of effects. When you put in a sound, you need to immediately turn down the knob. Otherwise, you're going to feedback on stage. But guess what? A very smart move. No more input knob. So we're screwed. However, and remember why I put this, remember in the menus setup, I assign this button to be a mic EQ level so that this controls my level. So it's EQ because you cannot choose, and this is, I don't understand why, but you cannot choose, you don't have the option to actually choose mic gain, mic 1 gain. You can put instrument gain, but not mic. So I wish you could do that. So on this machine, say I want to do Face It. Well, let me just do a similar beat. So let me get the roll. So let me put the same settings that I had for Face It on my Mark 1. So all I do to have my bass on the roll on the Mark 1 is do a hi-hat and go like. But here it doesn't work. Why? Because you have to make a long sound before, go like. But it just doesn't sound the same. Let's try it. And also remember, I had to put my mic off, but I can't do it here. Anyway, let's try. Nope. Nope. So basically the sound just does not sound the same, and the build-up is, it sounds worse. I can't do it like this. It doesn't sound good. The build-up is not nice, and the output, the sound comes out of it is, it's just disgusting. Okay, here's an example of how the step rate actually works on the Mark 1, and this is an effect that I guess everybody has used at least once, and that is present in most of my songs at least, is, let me just put these 3 tracks. Okay, so if you put the effect without the step rate, well, my resonance is high, so you have this kind of sound. But this is where the step rate comes in very useful. Just put it on. And you can actually choose, the step rate that you want to get the effect that you want. And it works nice. So this is another example, and you'll see how it comes in handy in this drop also. So without a step rate, this would sound like this. But then if you apply the step rate, the correct step rate, it totally changes the sound, the song. And this was so simple to use. This was very user friendly. You knew exactly what step rate you wanted, how you wanted your sound to sound, and you just choose the step rate that you wanted and apply it on your effects. So right now I'm building up stay. Just to mention, the robot is also bad on this machine. You hear how it sounds? It's... Anyway, let's keep on going. Okay, so now I'm going to apply the exact same settings than on stay on my Mark 1. So this is where it gets complicated. Let's just see how it sounds right now with the settings I put on this Mark 2. Okay, so now it sounds... Sorry. Okay, so now it sounds just like on the Mark 1. And the only thing that changes everything on the Mark 1 to this sound is the actual step rate. But this is where the step rate comes in very useful. Just put it on. And you can actually choose, the step rate that you want to get the effect that you want. And it works nice. So if I had to put the same step rate than on the Mark 1, it would be this. Okay? But obviously, this doesn't work like this. So it's much more complicated and not user-friendly at all. So first of all, to use the step rate, you need to activate this. I only want it on one measure, but it's not working. So I need to change this. But then it's not working also. The thing is, you need to manually, for each node, and you have to put the step rate on different values, you have to manually change it. But obviously, I don't know what my settings are on this one, and this is why I'm saying it's not user-friendly. I'm never going to find the same settings that I had on the Mark 1, and I cannot play stay on this machine, which is totally stupid. And this is not what users expect from this machine going from the Mark 1 to the Mark 2. You're not supposed to completely change everything, go from a user-friendly, simple step rate mode to something that is too advanced and make users not be able to use the same settings they use on their Mark 1.
And in addition to these problems that do not allow me to make my songs on the MK2, I've still had a lot of issues, a lot of bugs, a lot of error messages on the machine. Sometimes tracks that just stopped playing, that I could not play, that I could not stop. So it's still a prototype, and I cannot believe that Boss put it out on the market as it is right now. I can't believe it, but I know why they did it, obviously. I mean, what time of the year are we, right? It's Christmas. I can imagine the engineers, the guys developing the machine saying to the commercial, to the sales department, this machine is not ready. But then the sales department saying, well, we need this machine out for Christmas because we need to make money out of it. And financially, it makes sense, but ethically, this is such a bad move. And I wish that this machine was developed with loopers. And when I say with loopers, I mean with loopers who actually use the effects of the machine. You know, I know who this machine was developed with. I know which loopers helped to conceive this machine. But the thing is, these loopers don't use the machine like most of us do. And those that use the machine like we do use extra devices, use second devices with it. I honestly know that the loopers who helped in conceiving this machine do not use the roll effect like I do, for example. So don't get me wrong, I'm really, really happy that we are getting this new work tool, that we are getting this new loop station with new features that will completely change our way of making music. But I feel that I just spent 620 euro to buy this machine that was released just because Christmas was coming, and that they absolutely needed to release it before Christmas, even though it's not ready and it's full of errors. So I'm a bit mad, to be honest. And also, why would you sacrifice the things that really worked well on the MK1? I don't know, man. I'm very excited for when it will be updated. I'm very excited to fully use it. But right now, next week, I have a show and I cannot use it. I wanted to put all my MK1 songs on the Mark II, but I cannot, because I cannot play my Mark I songs on the Mark II. It's just not possible, and it's a shame. So, boss, please update your machine, and I'm really looking forward to use it full time, but right now I cannot. And I'm sure a lot of people are in the same situation. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Maybe not, because you have a different use of the machine that I do. But here's what it is. This is my channel, so I'm giving my thoughts on my machine that I recently bought, and I'm not satisfied with it. So see you guys very soon for our next video. Peace.